Hello, Samantha. Great to chat with you today and hear about your experience working with me. So, Samantha, can you please tell us who you are and who you are helping and working with?
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Raina. I'm looking forward to sharing my journey with you in terms of who I work with and what I am doing. So I have a book publishing business, and I help Christian authors share their journey, document whether it's a business book or it's their faith journey. I publish those books, as well as I'm about to launch a coaching and counseling business. So over the last 2 years, I've studied counseling, and over the last few months, I've been collating coaching and counseling together, and that business will help business owners that are stressed and anxious, as well as people that are struggling in their relationship. So whether that's a romantic relationship, a career where they're kind of going, I'm not getting along with in my workplace, whatever that relationship side of things would be, I'd be offering them coaching and counseling for that. So that's who I help and what I get up to.
Ooh, I'm so excited for the new venture. I can't wait to have you launch and have things started. It will be so much fun.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. So, before we started working together, what were some of the problem you were facing when it came to your finance and your money mindset?
Yeah, so two things. One was I didn't know how to manage money in a God's way. And I think something that spoke to me was you showed up on my socials every single day, and I knew that was a sign. The other thing was I had some credit card debt, and I was not managing it well. Like I was doing the repayments and trying to pay it off, but because I didn't have a handle of understanding the process really well, I found it overwhelming. Like I'm paying it off, but it's not getting paid off, if that makes any sense. Like
Yes.
it was not progressing because obviously I didn't understand the budgeting process effectively. And I needed help, not just to, just kind of budget and pay it off, but to actually be intentional with it. And I think that's where you showed up. So yeah.
Yeah. So going to the next question is, what did you choose to work with me instead of working with any other money coach out there?
Yeah, so I think for me, I went through a season where I kind of was praying and believing before I stumbled upon you on social media. So I was kind of going, God, I want to pay off this credit card, and I want to be a lot smarter financially. That was something that I
Mm,
was genuinely praying and believing.
yeah.
And it was, I think, a few weeks or maybe even a few months. I can't quite recall, but all of a sudden you started showing up. I don't know how, but you started showing up, right? And it was like every day you were there. It was morning or afternoon. There's this fun money coach, Raina. Like she has like these little golden nuggets, but it's God filled. And I think something that stood out for me was your content was not always directly about buy my course or sign up here. There was a lot of prayer messages in your social, and I felt like those prayer messages carried me through. And an example is you'd post those reels on Insta, which would say, dear Lord, oh Lord, and you'd have a beautiful prayer. And I found a lot of strength in that. So before I even decided to reach out to you or go, I think she's the one, I went, this amazing woman is feeding me through that, right?
Mm,
And I think when you're in a season of praying and believing, of asking God to lead you,
yes.
that was not an accident.
Yeah.
Um, I actually didn't genuinely go looking for a money coach or somebody to guide me. It was more going, God, I want to pay this off, and I want to build a big savings buffer,
Yeah.
and I want to be smart with my money and really honor you, but I'm a little bit lost.
Mm,
So yeah, I didn't go looking for someone. You kind of came to my forefront, and I am a big believer that that was God positioning you in front of me to go, she's the one that's going to wake you up to where you want to go and give you the tools, but to think differently. So yeah,
Oh, praise the Lord for that.
he's always good, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. So after we worked together, what did you like the most about working with me?
Yeah, so I definitely loved the live calls with you because I felt I could, once you've finished the teaching segment, I could ask you questions and you would answer it straight away. Uh, in the moment, that was really useful. I think on reflection, because I've finished the program now, the resources you provided throughout the program, the Excel spreadsheets, journaling, being really intentional, and being intentional but honoring God, right? And I think
Mm,
it was a shift in mindset for me to go. It's not just about having a budget and going, oh, this month I'm going to pay X, Y, Z, paid off and be done with. It was like, no, 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 let's be intentional. Where does God come into this? How are you feeling about that? Like, you used to always check in on feelings, and that was something that was really special, and you'd always ask us when we were on a group call or even in the one-on-one calls, do you get that? Like, does that make sense to you? How are you feeling? And I found like you really took the time to listen to my feelings. And that is so important when I think when it comes to money, and people are carrying a lot of confusion, because I was confused, like I'm paying but it's not getting paid off, like this is just bizarre. But then you walked in and it was like, okay, you've got to be intentional, you've got to do it like this, look at all the other spendings and those other bits and pieces, but also taking stock of those little takeaway spends. I think I shared with you soon after we finished, how much I noticed, I'd been buying my kids McDonald's ice creams here and there. And in a month, you don't think of the $20 spend. But when you look at it over 6 months, you're like, that's a lot of little McDonald's treats here and there. But I've never thought about it because you don't
mm.
really look at the $10 spend here and the $8 spend there. So I think working with you, you got me thinking in the moment. And now that I've finished, I've gone, oh, wow, it was all those new habits is what really helped me get to a very different headspace and be very organized, but also going, you know what, God, first you are here and I'm going to honor you. And then I've got this, 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 this. And yeah, that was really, really good way for me to connect and learn from you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And carry on that, what do you think would be, yeah, the biggest transformation or one of the three top things that truly change everything for you? You already covered a few of that. Is there anything else?
I think the big one was your Excel spreadsheet, that big monthly and the yearly one that you
Yeah.
talk about. Um, I have used Excel at the start of every year for the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years of going, okay, income is, as a business owner, roughly income
Yeah.
for the month is this. And I've just had a basic Excel spreadsheet, right? Like, I'm no Excel whiz. But then you came in and you gave me the monthly to cross-reference with the annual. I would say that was the big one because there was no getting away from what was coming out. Like, you knew exactly, okay, if you're paying, utilities every quarter, then you know exactly how much you're going to budget for, and you're going to. It was very intentional, but it was an effective plan. And for me, I would say if I was to look at all the resources you provided, that the yearly and the monthly were probably my top favorite, and obviously all the other resources, but they would be my top favorites.
Oh, cool. Very, very good. And so, because of all of those resources, the habit, the mindset shift, what has your life become because of that transformation?
Yeah, so when we started working together, I said to you I wanted to pay off that credit card, and you kept me really accountable. Like, you pushed, but also you understood where the emotions and the fears came, which was great. So as a result, just before Christmas, I was able to pay it off, which was great. And now the goal is, if I could have put that money aside for a credit card, now I can start building my savings to that goal that I wanted to, because before that, it kind of didn't make sense. Like, I'm trying to save here, but I'm also paying this off. But you shifted my mindset. So I think the big highlight in working with you was your guidance to just paying off paying off that and going, okay, it's paid, it's done. Um, and then learning those habits, right? Just because now you've paid something doesn't mean to go, oh, yay. Uh, it's the new habit, right? How do I now manage money? How do I honor God with my money? So it's been a really big awareness to learning a new way of thinking around money and placing God at the front of it. So yeah.
Oh, cool. And so the last question I have for you is, what would you say to someone who is considering working with me that they may be believing I can't afford it, or I can figure it out on my own, or they are on the fence? What would you say to them?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're someone that is going, oh, I've seen Raina show up a bit like how I shared, you see Raina show up and you're kind of really resonating with her messages. My recommendation is you need to reach out to her and have a conversation and ask her your concerns, like, oh, Raina, what is the program like, or whatever the questions and fears might be. Ask her, because she's able to break it down and simplify. That was something I really loved about you, Raina. Like, when I had a concern, you heard it and you unpacked it for me. And I think for someone that is going, oh, I'd love to work with you, you should, because if you're willing to be vulnerable and admit that you are struggling a little bit in managing money or paying off credit card or other debts or whatever that might be, and you're not sure how to manage money while honoring God, then you need to do Raina's program. It's not always about, oh, I've got a prayer credit card debt or whatever. You might not have any debt, but Raina would still be somebody that you can learn a lot from to manage your money and create new habits. The big thing is when you walk away after the program, you have a new money mindset and you have new habits. And I think the only way you can get that is working with someone like Raina. So reach out and talk to Raina. Absolutely.
Thank you very, very much. So I can't wait to see where else you're going to be going with your finance, all the impact in the kingdom that will be happening with all the new mindset and the new habit. And I can't wait to hear also about your new journey as the coach and the counseling. That will be very, very exciting. And you'll be blessing a lot of people with that new skill. So I can't wait to hear more about that. So thank you so much, Samantha, for sharing that experience with us. And I don't know if you have any last word.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Arena, to you for showing up and honoring God's purpose in your life. I think it's something that you don't get a lot of in the marketplace, or at least I have not seen a lot of people talking about money management God's way, and to really be vulnerable, right? So I think for you to get out there and voice what God has given you so you can lead individuals and families, and yeah, I'm so grateful that you showed up on my socials. Very grateful. And yeah, as I said, I know that God placed you in front of me because those messages spoke to me. So I just want to say thank you to you and honor you. So yeah.
Thank you very much. And praise the Lord for his amazing work through me and what he has done in your life as well. So I thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to talking to you again.
Sounds good. Bye for now.
Bye.